house in Budapest, my hidden treasure chest, golden grand piano, my beauty focused EOU. Ooh, I'd leave it all.
What's up, guys? This is Tim Hurlbut with Ambiguous Adventures, and we've been gone for a while, but we're back. Give you some context. We've been open for 6 or 7 months. We started a 4-part build series of how much it costs to build our tiny home resort. So in today's video, we're going to talk about the cost for the tiny homes, the overall end-up cost of the resort, and now that we've been open for 6 or 7 months, we'll give you some context of whether or not it's been worth it or not. So before we start, I just want to give a quick shout out to all 1,100 subscribers or whatever it is. It's really interesting because we built this video series really more, I think, for me to personally just kind of document everything we've been through. Also wanted to share our experiences because in doing this, we've learned so much from people on YouTube sharing their experiences and just knowing how good it is to just help fellow humans, I guess. And then just the other part of it was, you know, obviously being able to look back and see our own progress. But in this, we've met a lot of folks, a lot of you guys that have come and stayed with us. I've been on site, met a few of you. I've done some consulting for a few of you. And honestly, it's just been super awesome realizing that there was actually a group of you that have been interested in this and doing similar projects across the country. And for those of you that have, again, taken the time out to kind of check us out, we really appreciate it because it's helped us kind of get feedback and from the guest feedback and everything else. And I will say, as we've been open in 6 or 7 months, as stressful, scary, challenging as it's been, it's also been super rewarding and fulfilling. I think at this current moment, which of course I'll jinx myself, we've got all 5-star reviews on Google, our Airbnb accounts have been super high, and as we've kind of rolled to a direct booking website, we're able to get a lot of guest feedback, and the overall feedback has been awesome. So we're going to start by going outside and we'll talk and walk through the resort to go into one of our tiny homes now that they're all kind of built out. And we'll just talk about the whole process of, again, what it costs and what it looks like today. So let's get rolling. All right, guys, so we're going to head outside. I will tell you this is the first time I've done a voiceover. I filmed this silently, and I don't remember exactly what I filmed, but we'll roll through this together. So coming out of the laundry room, there's Unit 7. Coming up on Unit 6, we'll walk into. You can see all the snow that's still on the ground. We actually had a pretty late snowfall. Doesn't usually snow this heavy this late into the year. You can see all that snow that we got piled up on the sides of the tiny homes. We actually did that intentionally to kind of fill and seal all the air gaps underneath the tiny homes since they are on a little bit of raised foundations, help prevent freezing of pipes, etc. But worked pretty well. So you can see there's our little parking spots. There's Unit 7. I think this is where I do a 360. It is the main building, and Units 1 through 5. So there you go. We will look and see. I'll show you though, actually those fire pits, they're made by Solo, super great, smokeless. They work really, really well. But the funny thing is those covers that we put on them, so it obviously doesn't snow, rain, whatever in them is great, but they freeze overnight and sometimes they get stuck in the ice. And I can't tell you how many times I've had to use a pickaxe and a butane torch or whatnot to try to get those unmelted so that people could use them. All right, here's the front of the units. You can see the smart glass is on, giving full privacy. We put our little tools on the front, which have a snow shovel, a broom, dustpan for inside and outside. We got a dirt remover for boots on there, and then grill tools in that little bucket. And we'll use the smart keypad for all of our guests. Walking in, that Schlage is a really, really good model because it's Wi-Fi and you can set all the codes remotely. All right, so we're inside. This is it. This is how it all ended up turning out. So you can see that we've got obviously full-size workable kitchen. We've got our living room, and over to the left is where our desk, you know, kind of workstations are. We got those desks from a place called Dash Modern out of Salt Lake City. I think they're really cool. They've got those panes where you can put in the things that you want, advertising our snowmobiles, rentals, places to eat, things about your tiny home, Wi-Fi codes, house rules, etc., things to do if you're in town. And it's just been a good way to kind of let people know and have something to, rather than a guest book they got to read through. So you can see our little workstations there. They're set up with a docking station, so all you got to do is plug that USB-C cord into your laptop and away you go. And a lot of folks that have come out to work remotely love the fact that they're able to just, plug and play into a full-size monitor. So there's our smart glass. You can see as soon as I hit that button, it goes clear. That's been a big hit, big novelty. Everybody loves it. I guess the only downside to it, it doesn't completely black out, the sun or whatever. I mean, it's complete privacy, as you can see there, but it doesn't, black out the sun when the sun rises. Nobody's really complained about it, but I think that's probably the only downside to it. But other than that, we think it's super cool. All right, where does Tim go next? So Tim is going to... Where are you going to go, Tim? Tim is showing you the 43-inch TV on the wall, and he's going to settle on the couch. So those couches we got from Room and Board, they're really great couches, really comfortable, really durable. Scotch guarded them all. And most importantly, they pull into a full-size sofa. So I don't think I did it here, but basically no springs. The mattress is built in. It's really comfortable and really easy to pull out. And the pillows still fit back in, other than the seat cushions, obviously. But kids absolutely love that area to hang out, watch movies, movie night. And I've actually seen adults that, don't love ladders, choose to sleep down there as well. We got our little Grizzly fire stoves. Everybody loves the wood burning stove. So they're tiny, but they work really well. Heat the whole home, no problem. You can see there, we put instructions for how to operate them. They've got a couple little dampers. They're a little tricky to get going at first, but once you get the fire going, they're, again, really warm. So here's our kitchen. You can see we cut in our induction cooktops onto the countertop. We've got all of our salt, pepper, oil, basic things that you need for cooking. You got your microwave, all of our pots and pans and bowls. Absolutely, you can cook a full meal in the tiny home. A lot of people do that. Perfect little setup, 3-4 days with a mini fridge. You got nice sink, butcher block, drying plate area there. And then you'll see here's where we store all the coffee pods for the Nespresso machine, creamer, stir stick, sugar, and just try to make everything work in a small space. It is tough, but there's our mini fridge. We got a couple wine glasses there. Didn't know where we could put the knives, so we ended up sticking them on the inside of the door. We probably need to make a sign. A lot of people ask us where the knives are, and they are behind that door. But yeah, like I said, Lynn did a great job trying to figure out how to make it all in there without looking cluttered. Going into the bathroom, you can see we've got a full-size residential style bathroom. Nice tile shower, all the shampoo, conditioner, body wash that we have there. And then this is Lynn's design where she worked it out with drop structures on this Hollow Plus, including that sink in the bathroom, where that's not normal. It's normally a hallway, and then you go out to the sink in the kitchen, but we really couldn't imagine it any other way. These are 2 heaters. That's a little tiny heater, actually, that we use for the bathrooms, but it gets really hot. But we did that because we had a couple of shower pipes freeze, actually, when it was like 0, -5, -10 degrees. So by putting them in, the freezing was actually happening internally in the walls. So they are foam spray sealed, but that also, once those pipes get cold and they're foam spray sealed, it kind of works against you, actually. But it's been minimal, but something that we obviously want to be vigilant on and make sure it doesn't happen when guests are there. All right, we are headed up to the king size bedroom loft here. You can see king size, really, really deep, spacious. It's comfy up there. It's comfy and cozy. We got our USB lamp. We got our thermostat there for the air conditioning and heat. And then you're going to see our windows that we put there. Those pop-out skylights, they open up, and you can see the stars. It's super beautiful. Get a nice vent at night. Yeah, and it's just great having that window there and giving you some additional kind of dimension of space there. So really, really happy with the way these came out. Drop structures have been awesome. With anything, you're going to have some small things. They've came out, they fixed it, sent remedies immediately. We've been really happy with the quality of their product, and anything that has gone wrong, they've been quick to resolve it. So thumbs up, Drop Structures. All right, that's pretty much a recap of these tiny homes, guys. We have 6 of these and then one ADA accessible that I didn't film that, but it's basically one level, no king size loft. But it sleeps 3 because it's got basically a bunk bed and a trundle bed underneath. So turning off the smart glass, we're going to head outside. And I'll fast forward us to a quick walk around the grounds, and then we'll come back and we'll talk some numbers. So here we go. Alright, so we're cruising around outside again. Over in that corner across the creek is the hot tub. We actually put that in, but it had snowed so bad we didn't have a path over there, so we actually just kind of left it there. It would have been great to have it during wintertime, but such is life. Cruising through, you'll see our wood box here. This is supplied by our local mill, charges by Venmo, but he's the one that keeps our guests full of firewood. Super cool. The grill tops are in there for barbecuing if you're going to use the fire for the cooktop to grill. You can see we had some guests here. I think we're actually sold out this day, but everybody runs around during the day kind of doing their thing. You can see we got these big snow mounds in front of each unit. And then we built this big privacy fence, which was a lot of work, but separates us from the main road. And honestly, it's really, really nice that we have that. It makes people feel a lot more private. Snow, snow, and snow. We're headed back to the front of the building, and you will see where our EV chargers are. Haven't got used a lot, but I still think they'll definitely come into play. Here's our $75,000 skid steer, and I think I got called over by some guests right here. Is it okay if I video you guys while just the fire real quick? Is it okay if you're on video for a sec? Okay, cool. I'm just doing my walkthrough documentation before I leave. What's up, pups? Oh, how you doing? Oh, good doggy. Yes, good doggy. Oh, are you so tired? Are you so tired? You ready to lay down? Oh, you got the good life going on or what? Yeah? Okay. I don't think you got to go anywhere else today. I think it's over. Yeah, it's okay. You're all done. You're all done.
Yeah, we've been really enjoying the place.
Yeah? Awesome. So I got to hang out with these folks. I do love meeting guests. It's actually interesting. This is pretty much our demographic right here. Outdoor folks. They were snowshoeing for the weekend, brought their dog. Just good people. Just like the outdoors. Love being a part of it. And whenever I get a chance, if I'm around and out and get a chance to kind of just mingle with folks and see how their experiences is. I remember asking them for some suggestions, and they had let me know we needed to provide more kindling and make it easier for them to, start fires and stuff. Good advice. They had mentioned a lip on top of the king-size bed loft area, like a little lip, so that if, you had a wallet or a phone, it wouldn't slide off the top. So just good little suggestions, and like I said, I think the number one way to improve and learn is obviously from your guests. So anytime I get a chance to hang out with folks, it's always cool. And honestly, they seem to be really stoked staying here. And that is a very rewarding and fulfilling feeling when you build something. You have no idea how it will turn out. You have no idea how people will perceive it. But this, again, has worked out really well. So that's pretty much it. We'll finish up with a quick walk to the front, back to the laundry room, and then that's it. So we head back into the front. This is the part that we want to renovate at some point, but honestly, we're not in a rush. We've got a lot we got to do, but underneath the floor there, we've got to actually redo all the joists underneath. They're rotted, so they're holding up fine, but just long term, whatever we're going to do with the space, that'll have to be corrected first. So this is turned into the warehouse, shipping, receiving, all the stuff that we need. Cleaners use it for their supply room. Here's our laundry room. That we didn't get a whole lot of demand for the laundry room, but we'll see if that changes over time. And then upstairs, this was an empty area that we decided to turn into kind of live-in space, whether it's me up there or just an extra kind of guest space. So it's still in very, very rough form. Doesn't look great yet, but we are working on it. So All right, guys, so that was the end result of what it cost to get our tiny home resort up and running. So with that said, let's dive into the final numbers of what it cost to get this thing off the ground. So I'll link each video up here. So part 1 was the excavation, demo, removal, and the cost of the land. That total cost was $720,000. Part 2 was the main building. That was the smoke jumper building that we took, turned into the laundry room, getting everything right for that. That part was $95,000 for us to restore the main building. Part 3 was what it cost us to do all the site prep, and that was for the electric, for the water, for the foundations, for everything that it took to be able to get us to a place where we could bring the tiny homes and just set them on their foundations. That total for site prep was $165,000, which means that we had a total right at that moment of $980,000, so just short of $1 million. When you add up the cost of the 7 tiny homes, the cost for the 7 tiny homes was $588,000 for all 7, came out to about $85,000 a unit. It cost us $70,000 total to furnish them, so we're talking about basically 10 grand a unit, which includes the mini split, which was heating, AC, etc., and all the furnishings and the furniture that went with it. So that brought us to a grand total of $658,000. What I'll add as our final total cost that was not added for was the skid steer of the tractor, which was $75,000. So when you take all those numbers and you add it all together, we came in just right at $1.7 million. So $1.7 million for a project we honestly thought was going to be somewhere between 1.2, 1.3, thought maybe 1.4 if things got out of control. So as you can see, if you don't know what you're doing like us, which we didn't know, you can definitely end up pretty out of budget. So now we're here, we're open, we're going. Is it worth it? I've got a ton of content. I feel like with everything we've been through, I could probably make content for days, but I will do a future video just kind of going over numbers and what we're looking at. But what I will tell you is we have been profitable since month 1. So we opened July 7th, and ever since we've been open every month that's gone by, my biggest fear was going into wintertime if we were going to have to basically write checks to keep us alive, but we have not. So super fortunate on that. We've had a lot of good turnout from Boise and the local areas, as well as people passing through. But yeah, we've been super fortunate, feel very, very blessed. And as long as we keep, as long as we keep heading in the right direction, there's no reason we can't be even more successful. But like I said, yes, it was worth it. It's been a lot, but definitely worth it. So if you're thinking about doing something or got a project of your own, think about your worst case scenarios. But if it's cool and it's quirky and it's unique, and I'm not even saying we have all the answers, we're still figuring them out, but odds are you'll have demand. So thanks guys, appreciate it. We will see you in the next video. We've got some exciting stuff coming up. Looks like we've got a geodesic dome home that could be in the range, and possibly a commercial building with an ice cream shop. So stay tuned and we'll keep you updated. Thanks so much. Bye.